Well, Prime Minister Mark Carney is in the Netherlands today, meeting with NATO allies and discuss a big boost in defense spending commitments. CTV's Jeremie Charron is traveling with the Prime Minister. He's live from The Hague this morning. Jeremie, good morning to you. Some interesting conversations taking place there about maybe moving defense spending now up to 5% of GDP, as Canada is only just moving to 2% this year.
Yeah, exactly, Nick. That'll be the big focus here, and certainly the big challenge that Canada will face at this meeting and then moving forward to reach that new target. It is widely expected that the alliance is going to agree to this new 5% target. Of course, U.S. President Donald Trump, who is going to be here for this NATO summit, has been pushing for that target to be met, for alliance members to increase their spending. And we've heard in the lead up to this NATO summit from Secretary General Mark Rutte that he is on board with that and is pushing for this new target and expects the members during this meeting to agree to it. We're talking about 5% total on defense spending. There would be a bit of a new breakdown that NATO would adopt here, which would be 3.5% of that spending on hard military spending. That means tanks, weapons, the typical things that you would think of, and then there would be an additional 1.5% of spending that could be for supportive infrastructure, that kind of thing, which the federal government has already said that additional 1.5 on supportive infrastructure will be no problem to meet. In fact, they feel as though they're already meeting that target with the categories that would fall in there. So that increase of 3 to 3.5%, of course, Nick, is going to be a massive challenge. That would be an additional tens of billions of dollars on a yearly basis that Canada would have to commit to defense spending. As you just pointed out, earlier this month, finally, Canada committed to this fiscal year, meeting the current target of 2%, which the alliance agreed to a decade ago now.
Bring sum of money. Jeremie, the other thing that really seems to be interesting at play here right now is the sort of realignment of Canada's relationship with Europe. Is it being sold by the Prime Minister as a move away from America, or is this like expanding the number of allies or the relationship of proximity, et cetera? How's this being spun?
It's a great question. He and I think we heard from him yesterday, and what he said yesterday, I think, points more to expanding rather than moving away. But expanding to other markets. And, Canada has been clear they want to diversify trade markets and partnerships. And what we saw yesterday in the first portion of this European trip for Prime Minister Mark Carney was an agreement between Canada and the European Union on security and defense. It opens an initial door to eventually allow the two sides or Canada to partner with EU countries on joint procurement down the road, on big military expenditures, and even could give them access eventually to the Rearm Europe program, basically a massive fund that allows EU countries to take part in. And so it is being billed by the federal government as a tightening of the relationship with Europe, certainly when it comes to security and defense, but beyond that as well, looking at down the road, continuing to expand Canada's overall relationship when it comes to trade and all kinds of collaboration down the line.
Okay, fascinating. That is CTV's Jeremie Charron live for us in The Hague this morning. Jeremie, thank you.